from England.
Well, the Japanese 29-year-old Tomoya Goto, second up on the stage to try and cause an upset. We have just seen only the third Asian winner in World Series history with that win for Man-Lot Young against Danny Noppert. What chance, Mark Wilson, of Stephen Bunting suffering the same fate as Danny Noppert's just suffered?
Yeah, I guess good evening, everybody. I'm sure Stephen will have been watching backstage and hoping that he doesn't suffer a similar fate. He was very prolific at the start of 2025. He'll be hoping he can regain that form here in Saudi Arabia. But Tomoya Goto will be hoping to follow in the footsteps of Man-Lot Young. Impressive in that win earlier on. Can Goto follow him in here? May need to improve on the average that he's shown over the last 12 months, but no doubting the man is making just his second World Series of Darts appearance, has got the ability. Did beat Ian White at the World Championships a couple of years back, so he can play on the big stage, but can he do it here tonight? And Bunting, I think, might have his hands full this evening.
First leg, Stephen, the throat
Well, when he played in Bahrain at the Bahrain Darts Masters a couple of years ago, Mark, he did average 94 against Rob Cross. So he's got it in him when the TV cameras are on him to put in big performances. We didn't see him at the World Championship this past month. But it's a race to 6 in these first round matches. Bunting has the honour in the odd-numbered legs.
40.
And trebleless visits to kick us off from both inside the Global Theatre here in Riyadh.
Yeah, winner of this one will take on Michael van Gerwen, winner in Bahrain last week, or Nitin Kumar, who is a call-up for the absent Paolo Nebreda. Crowd seem to be enjoying themselves here at the Global Theatre tonight. Busy night. Late first round ties. And then the quarter-final, semi-final and finals tomorrow night.
And there's Bunting's first maximum of the night. Went out in the World Series of Darts finals towards the end of last year in Amsterdam to Danny Noppert, who we've just seen dispatched by Man-Lot Young. But he failed to defend his Bahrain Darts Masters trophy last week, Bunting. Lost to MVG in the quarter-finals.
Yeah, doubles were the trouble, weren't they? Well, we want a big fish. We'd like to see a 9-darter. We're getting greedy, aren't we? But the signs are early on here that Bunting in for a pretty routine hold of throat to take out the opening leg here. Topsy needs tops right in the middle of the bed. That'll calm any early nerves for the bullet.
Nice 13-dart hold for Bunting to get things going. So let's see what Tomoya Goto is like on his own throw. Desperate to make an impression. He was brought in as one of the 2 qualifiers who didn't perform in Bahrain last week. He's got to retrieve a dart he's just accidentally dropped. Oh, and a helping hand from his opponent. Staying on the 19s.
Well, you look at Goto, he's reached 11 Asian Tour finals, only managed to win 3 of them, and that maybe would suggest that on the biggest of the big stages, he hasn't quite been able to deliver his brilliant best, but he's certainly got his supporters here in Saudi Arabia, and they're hoping that he can follow in the footsteps of Man-Lot Young. Bunting has made a pretty steady start, truth be told. He's playing okay at the moment.
He is averaging best part of 110 with his 3-dart average. Goto once got close to that average himself at an Asian Tour event in Seoul 2 or 3 years ago, averaging 109 in the end. But at the moment, Bunting, if he can get his... Oh, that's a poor visit. He's kind of trying to seize the initiative there, Stephen, but it's back in the arms of Tomoya Goto to take this leg. But a trebleless visit again for the Japanese.
Yeah, history-making night, and they're proud that they're involved here in Riyadh. Bunting, who knows that 5.19s here leave him the big fish finish, and he does a little bit better than that. Great visit from the bullet, and he's got a good early chance to break here. Goto's up to press. His first hasn't been great. That's more like it for him. Now looks to fill it up for a max. Not quite, but keeps him more than in the leg.
A myriad of ways that you can go from 1-3-2. So maybe treble 19 will be the next target. Only single 19 hit. Lovely last start from Bunting. But this could go for Goto.
Yeah, tops. What can he see? That dart stood up. Can he get over the top of it? No, he can't, and that was the problem. That dart just stood up, didn't it, when he hit the board, and it was a problem he couldn't get round. So bullet then for a 2-0 lead. Bunting looking at 2-14s. And that, again, is nicely found. The bullet on target on the doubles leads 2-0.
Had his best ever year last year in terms of prize money earned, Stephen Bunting. Won the Nordic Darts Masters and got to the final in the Dutch and Polish PDC events, as well as Euro Tour wins in Basel and in Riesa. It's just the Premier League where he struggled most weeks. Did manage to get one nightly win in the end in the Premier League, and he's back in this year.
100.
He'll want to do much better in the weekly jamboree around the UK and Europe.
Yeah, well, and the perception, when you actually look at his overall year, he had a really good year, but he was excellent in the opening part of it and not so good at the end of it. And he's got to find those big performances that he had at the start of 2025. Get his eyes on some major prizes. Former Masters champion. He'll be going there at the end of this month, hoping to regain the title. Chasm between the averages at the moment, and Bunting is on top as we stand.
59.
There were a few instances last week where some of the elite players actually started playing their opponents in terms of their average and got distracted by the way that their opponents were not heavily scoring. That's better from Goto, sticking to the 19s and getting down to a finish.
Yeah, well, we've seen plenty of big fish signs already here in Riyadh. Are they going to get one delivered on a platter by Tomoya Goto?
160.
There we go, I'm not sure about that.
I've seen notes for teacher, but not held up to a television camera before. Lots of luck with that. Well, he'll have to come back again if he gets the chance.
60.
110 left, so Bunting for 3-0 here.
Yeah, I think that's the problem for Tomoya. That first dart too often has been too high. Bunting, treble 20 will leave the bull. He's got it. Bullseye for a 3-0 lead for the bullet. Just off target.
So you would sense even at this early stage, this could do with going for Tomoya Goto. 90 left. He's staying up there. One dart, a double 15.
80.
Not that far off. But Bunting can now clean up, has to burn a dart to get to a double. 9 for double 8 it will be for the man from Merseyside.
Game shot on the third
His doubling's excellent so far, 3 out of 4.
Full leg Tomoya to throw first.
Very neat and tidy so far from the bullet. 3-zip.
Yeah, that was the first start we've seen the Japanese man have had a double. And if he can hit more scores like this, he's in with a better chance. Needed that, but double 8 for Stephen Bunting means he's very much in the ascendancy here as he looks to set up a tie with Michael van Gerwen or Nitin Kumar.
97.
These two have never met before. In fact, Mark and I, we were looking through the list of games, and most matches, apart from the two obvious ones, are first ever meetings between the two protagonists, apart from Little Lim and Ilagan Aspinall, who are on the bill tonight.
Yeah, Nathan Aspinall up next. His mate Lawrence Ilagan, 3 times in a month now. I think we said in Bahrain he'd be sick of the sight of him. Well, he's going to see him again tonight, that is for sure. And here, Goto needs to get going here. Once again, that first start better. Would love to follow it in with another one. Comes for cover, 99. Doesn't find it. It's okay, but Bunting's still in the leg.
96.
Very appreciative crowd out there in the theatre for a first ever PDC visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
100.
Good last start there. Gets him down to a finish. Goto. And he's got to find a finish here.
100.
He can hit the treble with the first start. Gives him a plethora of options. Shot still on. Oh, can't find the treble. So Bunting will be back. It's an outside chance, but it's one I feel is achievable if the first start's good.
Should be full of confidence the way he's finishing at the moment, but not on this occasion. So a big chance here for Tomoya Goto to get off the mark here.
58. Tomoya requires.
So I want to make sure he doesn't block the double top bed like he did before, as Mark mentioned. Well, he's gone too far the other way. One dart back at tops.
40.
Oh, and again, failure on the outer ring costs Tomoya Goto.
Yeah, got to stay straight here, Bunting. As he going bull first, well, that leaves him needing a treble, and that is a poor start to the visit from Bunting. And I guess that was the danger. If you go that way and miss even the outer bull, you've got yourself a problem. 2 10s then. I'd be glad he's not looking at tops, I think, the way those darts have been going in. Now he needs 2 5s. Well, that was a safe dart. Got to get this, you feel, and more darts missed here. And the Japanese star is in trouble now.
Oh, another wayward dart. 72 left. He's again made a bit of a haulix of that as Stephen Bunting. Handing initiative back to Goto. Where's he going to go? 1 for double 2, it would appear. Oh, he's hit 20 and busted his score. Stay straight. That's all you got to do in those instances, Mark.
Yeah, he's left himself a big problem here. And Bunting, you feel, he's not going to hang around. He's going to make him pay. For a 4-0 lead, that looks pretty friendly. It was pretty friendly. And Bunting steps in after the man from Japan fluffs his lines on multiple occasions. And you just felt his nerves earlier in the match, blocking that tops bed. It clearly put him off. And, well, you wonder now if the end is nigh for Goto.
Yeah, he overcompensated on that single 20. But he's looking to respond here. Oh, fantastic. Back-to-back maximums. Hang on. Get that bullseye board ready. Well, not for Stephen anyway.
Well, we all expected one of the big PDC names to nail the 9. It might be one of our Asian competitors, but not on this occasion. Well, life-changing moment it would be for one of those players if they were to pick up the initial $100,000.
Well, 2 of the Asian qualifiers do have 9 darters to their name. Paul Lim, famously hitting a televised 9-darter at a World Championship, and Lawrence Ilagan, who's up next against Naismith Aspinall, has got himself a 9 during his professional career. Slightly behind Michael van Gerwen with 30. Just.
Right, 164 then for the bullet. Going the old school route. Can't find the treble 18, and well, for the first time tonight has dropped his dart. Now it's all about the setup.
90.
Can't find the treble, but he'd take that.
Tomoya require 121.
1-2-1 then. 11 or the treble. Hits the big number. Needs the bullseye for a first leg. Line decent, but too high.
Stephen requires 68.
Now, can Bunting be a bit more clinical from this point? Last leg, he was pretty wayward and got lucky. There's the treble 20, double 4. That is clinical. That is how you do clutch finishing. Bunting's 1 leg away from safe passage through to the quarterfinals. And Tomoya Goto can only start thinking of what might have been.
Yeah, Bunting played OK against Van Gerwen in Bahrain, but he did miss a lot of doubles. On this display, he's 5 from 7. He's going well on the outer ring, Stephen Bunting. And he's one leg away from a clean sweep.
1-1.
So what's Goto got left in the tank at this point?
Well,
this game hasn't been littered with trebleless visits, but he could have done with keeping pace with Bunting at this point in proceedings.
85.
Yeah, there you go. Just a couple more trebleless visits for the man from Japan. Not a problem in this visit. Oh, this looks inviting. Very inviting. Beautiful. Second max for Goto.
Marshall doing the power of good. Can he get a leg on the board? Just to ask a question of the bullet here.
Tomoya require 136.
This would be a nice way to do it. He's missed all 6 of his efforts that have finished so far. Knows he'll be back here. Right. You can almost see he doesn't want to leave tops.
96.
Well, that's what he's left.
Local support for the bullet, but he can't take out 2-2. Can he get down to a... He can get down to a 1-2-2 finish if he comes back. Big moment for Tomoya Goto. Tops he needs. Tops he gets, and he's on the mark.
Tomoya Goto.
So he avoids the clean sweep, almost apologetic, walking back to his table. But there you go, he's on the board, Tomoya Goto.
Yeah, now is Bunting in the mood to let him in again? Well, that would suggest not. Bunting here, who's averaging early 90s. Very good on his doubling. He's done so far what he's had to do. Can Tomoya find some scoring of his own?
You sense he's going to need more than that. Oh, Bunting looking really strong in these latter stages with the scoring phase. Well, he's got a mountain to climb here, Tomoya Goto, at this point. Bunting's just looking very consistent. Down to a finish, potentially 3 darts away from the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but really good leg of darts. And nothing that Goto can do here, so Bunting's going to get 2 cracks at the 1-2-1. He'd like to do it at the first time of asking. He'd like to do it in style with his first ton plus finish of the match. Hits the ball this time. Can't find the treble 13, but he'll be back very handy indeed. And looks like the bullet going through safely here in Saudi Arabia.
Goto desperate to apply some pressure, but that is nothing like pressure.
17.
Oh dear, it's gone to pop at the wrong time completely for Tomoya Goto. So 2-8 for Stephen Bunting. There it is, and Stephen Bunting sees off Tomoya Goto with very little fuss in the end.